What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Walking Dead universe, where we bring you only videos about The Walking Dead. In this video, we will go over what happened in Season 10, Episode 10. But if this is your first time here, bring out that inner Negan and smash that subscribe button. Now let's begin this discussion of this awesome episode. This episode jumps around between a few different groups, so I will mostly group all the information together that goes together instead of jumping around like the episode did. We start off the episode with Beta heading to Alexandria. He heads into an RV, possibly a tour bus that used to be Beta's. Now this RV has a trapdoor that is an underground passage that leads straight to Alexandria. Before this episode, when I was watching the preview, I was wondering how this tunnel was made. I assumed Dante was the one to help make it. Nothing was officially confirmed, but later in the episode it was mentioned that it had to be Dante that made the tunnel. This had to be a long tunnel so the RV can be far enough away that the communities don't notice it sitting in an open field. This had to be a long tunnel that took a good amount of time to make. Now it seems like these tunnels might lead to other places as well. They seem to have a whole underground road system going on, but maybe we'll get more info on this later. Do these tunnels lead to the cave? Do they lead to the hilltop and Oceanside? How far do these tunnels go, and where do they lead to? Maybe we will find out later. Next we see Rosita in a bed, waking up, and a whisperer comes to the bedside of Coco and stabs the baby, but it was just a dream. And honestly, I don't believe this will be the last dream sequence we see this season either. I have a theory about another one later on as well. And that includes Michonne, but we will get to that in another video. Next, Gamma is at the gate of Alexandria. She is pleading her case that she is helping the communities. Father Gabriel goes back to his early days of being a priest. He uses that time to be able to read that she is withholding information from them. Gamma agrees to show them that the cave and its location that the others are trapped in. After they allow her to come in, Rosita throws a nice right cross, knocking her out. Gamma gets taken to the prison cell that they use. Father Gabriel kind of has a gangster appeal in this episode. He seems to be evolving into a completely different character than he has been in the past. Again, he uses his background to be able to get Gamma to open up about her killing her sister for Alpha. Gamma shows Father Gabriel and the group where the cave is. Now Father Gabriel is getting a little crazy, telling them when they go look for the others, if they come across the Whisperers, to keep them alive. Pull their teeth and take their fingers to break them down. Next we see the search groups getting ready. The Watchtower sends a message saying that a herd is coming towards Alexandria. Father Gabriel takes the group to meet up with the Watchtower to help break up the herd. Then they will move on to the cave. Beta either finally makes it to Alexandria, or he was waiting for nightfall. Like I said in my last video, he goes all Michael Myers style. He went from house to house, killing Alexandrians that we never really knew who they were. He left them to turn as well. They all seem to turn rather quickly, but one thing I did like, I actually really enjoyed the way these walkers looked. They had a really awesome just way they did the walkers in this episode, and they just looked really amazing. Let me know down in the comments below if you thought these walkers were some of the best ones that you have seen so far. When Father Gabriel gets to the outpost, everyone was killed there already. The Whisperers had a good plan to get a group away from Alexandria. Now only a few are left to defend the city. Beta uses the walkers as a distraction so he can go find Gamma. Beta was very easily able to find her. It almost seemed like he had some information on where this prison cell was. Now we don't know if Negan gave him some info, but he literally just found it pretty fast. Laura goes and tries to fight off Beta, but is easily overpowered. He throws her against the cell, and it looks like he kills her. And I actually really enjoyed her character, so if she's dead, then I'm a little upset, but she did look like she was bleeding on the ground quite a bit, but I was really enjoying the character that she was, and she was one of the few saviors that did survive. And I don't see, honestly, why she didn't just swing at him with the axe instead of kind of holding it against his face. I think she could have took him out, but plot armor at its best. So Gamma is able to get out of the cell room, and Judith tells her to follow her into the house. Beta figures out where they go. Beta walks around the house and comes to a locked door where Judith shoots him through the door. Now, lucky for him, he has a chest plate that protects him. Rosita comes in and attacks Beta, but she is overpowered. Gamma puts a knife to her neck because she knows Alpha wants her alive, and this is able to stop Beta from killing Rosita at that moment. So on their way back to where the Whisperers are, Father Gabriel and friends are able to save Gamma from Beta, and Beta runs off into the woods. Father Gabriel shoots at him, but he misses, and Beta gets away. Now we jump to Daryl. He is in the woods stalking the Whisperers, killing a few of them here. He happens to come across an entrance to the cave, we can assume. Or it could just be another entrance to one of their underground tunnels. Alpha walks out with walkers. Daryl has to hide and play his cards right at this moment. Alpha is trying to move some of the walkers away from the cave, but a Whisperer is shot by Daryl with an arrow, and the walkers around go and kill him. This is when he goes after Alpha and her group. They have a good scuffle, and Alpha is able to cut Daryl above his eye, which blurs his vision. Daryl does manage to get her to the ground and punctures her with a big tree branch, but the walkers just keep closing in before he can get any good information or before he could kill her. He has to stand up and fight off the walkers, and it's a very hard task because he is not able to see very well. Alpha stumbled upon an old gas station that Daryl tried to hide in. He has Alpha's knife stuck in his leg as well. Alpha knows he is there, and being injured herself, sits by the entrance and uses her shotgun to draw walkers by smacking it against the metal wall. Daryl is able to fight off the walkers, even though he has to pull out the knife in his leg, which leads to some very intense bleeding. That is why he was leaving that knife in his leg instead of pulling it out. I'm assuming he could have just wrapped his vest around his leg to cut off the circulation, but he kind of just let himself almost bleed out at that situation. Now Alpha seems to think this is the end. She talks to Daryl about seeing beyond the darkness to see the light. Lydia walks in and finds them. Perfect timing. Alpha believes she is there to finish her off so she could lead the Whisperers, but she leaves Alpha alive, knowing that she was willing to die at that moment. She takes Daryl and helps mend his wounds. Alpha wakes up and finds some Whisperers, and she says it's time to release the Horde to consume them. Now we have to wait for the next episode for what looks like the Whisperer War. We didn't get any Michonne in this episode. It looks like we have to wait 2 more episodes for that. We also didn't get any Dog either. I'm thinking Dog is at the hilltop. Well, that's all I have for this episode recap. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. And I will talk to you all in the next video.